Hey guys, Wolvie here, and I wasn't expected to do this video at all, but this is another RWBY video. This is the Atlas Arc Volume 8. A little more predictions, but some more confirmation on what's going to happen. There is a date, there is a trailer. The trailer, you can find it on YouTube. I'll have a link for that trailer in the description below. I also have the Tumblr handle for LadyVallhalla because some of the information I have here comes straight from her Tumblr page. She's excellent with the RWBY information. So that's with that out of the way. I do have a Twitter or a thingamajig. That's where she got the information from. So it's giving credit where it's due. So that bit out of the way. You guys know the drill. Any opinion in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. So we do have here the poster art, if you will, for Volume 8. So this is pretty much what's going on here. It's just the four of them. And then kind of interesting things here you can see, based on the poster art alone. So you have here RWBY. She's at the bottom of the screen here, and she's basically with her weapon in her left hand, walking here. So and I'm gonna go into the Twitter thread, in a little bit. So she seemed to be in leader mode, starting to really showcase why she was picked to lead her team by Ozpin back in Volume 1. So that's the whole thing with RWBY. Now with Weiss, I really can't get a read on her in all honesty. So with Weiss, it's just like I really don't know what's going to happen to her. But the way her face is, I'm going to zoom in a decent deal here, is that her face is just like she seems to be a little bit lost. And I think the whole thing with her in Winter towards the very end of Volume 7 kind of plays a big role into that. So, and then with Blake here, we're just going to zoom back in. So Blake, she's actually looking at Weiss. And again, this is one of those where you can't really get a good read. And again, this is just based off the cover art itself. Now with Yang, it's just like, there's a bit of it's one of those reads you can't really get. But it's like she seems to really starting to have fun being a huntress sort of thing. But it's like, we really don't know. But I do feel there's going to be a further evolving of her abilities and what she can do. So, and again, this is pretty much what I think is going to happen, based on, the cover art alone. So with RWBY, she really steps up to the plate as a leader. Why she seems to feel a little bit more lost because the whole thing with her in Winter towards the very end of Volume 7. Blake's looking at Weiss. We don't know why. And then again, this is based on the cover art alone. And then with Yang, I think she's starting to develop into her own person. So now I'm going to do a bit of a pause on the video so that way I can go into certain other things. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. So a bit of this is some of the stills from the trailer. So you may want to pause the video to not so much take a screenshot, but to like zoom in, if you will. So this is from one of the bits in the trailer. So you notice that Weiss is actually in the middle. You see with Weiss you have Blake, RWBY, Penny, and Nora. So we do know that based on the other scene from the Twitterverse, that we do know that Yang, Jean, Ren is separated from them. So looks like the plane does crash down, and Penny seems to be unsure with what to do, and it looks like the other four, Blake, Nora, Weiss, and RWBY, are confronting somebody over something, and it does appear to be big. Now, if this evolves around Winter, because we do know that Winter is badly hurt at the end of Volume 7, this could be big. And the thing with Penny being unsure because she's never been in this situation for herself. But the other four have. And it looks like Weiss is going to be taking the lead in this particular instance. But it's a bit of a wait and see. And this alternatively, Winter could have survived and they're confronting her. Who knows? Now another still here, this is from the same trailer, is RWBY comforting Penny. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be the very beginning of Volume 8, because it looks like you're still on the plane and all that stuff. And it looks like Penny and RWBY are really, like, sad because of the whole thing with what happened to the previous Winter Maiden, as well as Winter Schnee herself. So we do know that they're both devastated and heartbroken over what has happened between Winter, Penny, and Cinder, even though Penny is the new Winter Maiden. Now, this here really kind of has me like thinking here, the whole thing with Ironwood and the body, and the quote-unquote body. And then you have the remaining members of Aesop. So we do know here that after this steal, he asked them about the whole thing about Mantle, the fact that they still value Mantle, being worth protecting. Ironwood, not be so sure. So it does look like Ironwood's going to get exposed for quite a few things. Being a hypocrite, all that stuff. And I do feel that Ironwood still will be a death in the volume at some point. But we don't know who's going to kill him, how he's going to die, that sort of thing. So I do feel that Ace Ops will be coming along to the aid of Team RWBY as well as everybody else. We just don't know that for sure. However, the quote-unquote body, I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so you guys can see. Some people are saying this is Clover's body in a body bag. Some people are saying it's Winter, because we do know that towards the very end of Volume 7, we do know that Clover is the one that dies, for sure. The question is Winter's fate? Hopefully Volume 8 gives us a big answer on that. And the whole thing here is that we do know certain other things regarding Volume 8. It says the sensitive text, and with that, I will be taking a pause to get to the Twitter aspect of the information found. Okay, so I am back, so I'm giving credit where it's due. So this is the Twitter handle, so get this individual, thanks for the information here. I want to thank the person myself. So this is the information you're going to be seeing here. So looks like there might be some swearing being revealed in some point in Volume 8. So looks like the audience is going to be, it has to be a little bit more mature to handle it. So we do know that White, the voice actress for Weiss hasn't said much, so there could be, she's kind of like not revealing much, or she could be hiding something really big, and I do feel involves Winter. So again, the whole thing with Volume 8 is that it is going to be the longest volume yet, and it does take over the course of 2 days tops, which has been confirmed previously. We do know that Volume 9 is going to be shorter, and Miles has said something about Volume 9. It's like for different reasons. We do know that Neil will be a big part of Volumes 8 at the very least. Maybe Volume 9, and there's something on Instagram. I mean, I'm not so sure if I'm going to be able to find the whole thing on Instagram in time, but there is something on Instagram, and it's more specifically IGTV. So if you guys can find the whole thing, I know it's like a brief interview with like Weiss and somebody. He did mention Volume 9, and for a different reason. He kept it super vague as always, so I won't jump the handle of what he might have meant by that, but it is what it is. Now, another thing here says about the thing, it's like the theme of the volume is distrust for Yang and others, just because, so all this stuff here. That looks like for Ren is like, Ren's going to get a bit more ballsy. And then the whole thing with Red and Nora is just like, you really get to see, will they truly become canon or not? And me personally, I do not think so. Now, May Marigold is going to be a much bigger character for Volume 8, and for the obvious reasons. So we're probably going to be seeing more of Robin in turn. Now we have here, so there's a lot of emotions coming in for Blake and all that stuff. So, and then the whole thing with Aaron and the screaming, all this bit here. Now we do know that at some point in Volume 8, RWBY is going to have a monologue, And we're probably going to get more information on what exactly happened to Summer. How did she die? Did Salem really have a role in that? Now, this is the other information here, you know, pertaining to some of the characters here with pertaining to Yang and Blake. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's that on that. I'm going to do another positive video because I do need to get on the train. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. So I may hear me speak a little bit louder. I am outside. So here's the thing with this particular slide. So they had a really intense reaction about the Volume 8 script. So we know something pretty damn big is going to happen. And then it says here that Miles says that Long Memory still has a few secrets. This is referring to Oscar and Osmond. So we don't know what those secrets are just yet, but it's going to be freaking intense. So what do I think about all of this? So again, this is going to be one of the more interesting volumes, but I honestly feel this is going to be a real make or break for the show in the long run. Not only for Volume 8, but also for Volume 9. So, and the reason why I say this is because we have seen a drop in the fan base in the sense of people not watching the show anymore since about Volume 4. So the whole steady decline, this is probably going to be the one volume where perhaps the future of the show beyond Volume 9 is going to be determined by Volume 8. Now, we do know that Volume 9 is in the midst of being recorded. We do know it's going to be a shorter volume than Volume 8. But we have to be completely real here. With the steady decline for the past few years, this could be the make or break volume for real. Now, like I said, I'll have the link to the trailer in the description below. I'm also going to have the Tumblr handle for LadyVallhalla, because if we're for her posting the slides there, I want to be doing this video as well as this poster art. But to do a bit of a recap here, so with the art alone, there's going to be some major moments with certain pairings where it's something you don't really expect. Now, I do feel that May as well as Penny will become a little bit bigger in this volume. I do feel that Aesop's will eventually come to Ruby's aid. Probably going to get even more information pertaining to Summer's death, what exactly happened. And then part of the trailer I forgot to mention was at the very end, where Salem, we find out something about Salem, and it's some really interesting information. And that is, she has no idea how to use the relic from the Haven Academy. So it's a matter of who's exactly going to help her out in that, because we do know that Cinder somehow gets the relic to Salem, but we don't know what's going to happen with Neo and Cinder, that sort of thing. So with that, I'm going to get going because I do need to get home from work. So I am actually done with this video. So with Wolvie here signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.